A Greek Orthodox scholar who knows Greek much better than I do wrote a paper about Eastern ordination rites, so this is kind of our intro to the history of deaconesses and their ordination rites in context. And he says, quote, "Each of these ministries, as we have seen, has a distinct ordination rite in the manuscripts. Specifically, Justinian stipulates that there shall not be in the Holy Great Church more than 60 presbyters, 100 deacons, 40 deaconesses, 90 sub-deacons, 100 readers, 25 cantors, so that the whole number of the venerable clergy of the Holy Great Church shall consist of 425 persons, aside from the 100 of the so-called doorkeepers." Notably, reference is made here to a lesser, presumably non-clerical order, that of doorkeeper, implying that the rest belong to the clergy. However, in Novella 6 of Justinian, promulgated on the same day, one detects subtler differentiation made among the various clerical orders. The precise heading of this statute is as follows, quote, "In what manner bishops and presbyters and deacons, male and female, are to be elected." And then he lists the Greek on the side, and what penalties have been fixed against those who transgress the rule of this constitution, close quote. So what he's saying in reference to Justinian is the Code of Justinian. And there is nothing in the ancient world that I think is a more reliable historical source than the Code of Justinian. It had to be in every town because the Byzantine Empire required this the same way we have the IRS requires federal tax laws to be in the library. There were so many manuscript copies, and it was the official law of the land for over 1,000 years with modification. So this alone will give you how they thought of the deaconess and her ordination back in the 500s, the 600s, the 700s. This one document alone will put that into snapshot context, at least for the Eastern churches, centered and led by the Diocese of Constantinople. And the link to the paper will be below in the description. But here several things stand out. First of all, the deaconess is unambiguously among the clergy. There are non-clerical, if you will, instituted lay ministries mentioned, doorkeepers. They're not clerics, they're not ordained, but all major and minor orders, again, as I've talked about with the tradition of the church, were considered sacramentally ordained. The argument with that comes much later in the 1800s and the 1900s, with scholars saying that maybe minor orders were misunderstood and there was a phase where perhaps they were lay ministries that were clericalized later. We are continuing this study together, and have a great day.